I just need a break. And I know that it's just not my age. I'm sure if I talk to some 20-year-old or some 30-year-old that's with a toddler right now or a baby, I'm sure they're thinking, I need a little break for myself. And I think, hello. Welcome to Mama's Playground.
Hello, guys. This is Darlene.
And this is Monica.
So, straight to the point. Monica,
Yes.
parenting in your 40s, yay or nay?
Yay, because I'm living it.
Yay, me too.
So,
In case you don't know, I am 45. I just turned 45 last year in October.
and I'm going to be 42.
So, parenting in your 40s. I'm really excited about this episode because it's something that we live every day.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we have, at least on my side, I have people that have been parents in their 20s. So we kind of like compare the difference between having a kid that
Earlier.
early.
Yeah,
and now. What are your feelings about that?
I mean, I can only compare to now. So I had my first kid at 36, my second one, 39, almost turning 40, so I have my two boys. And I want to say for me, it was probably the best. Why? Because I don't think in my 20s nor in my early 30s was I ready to have a child. I think I was too immature. I was too self-centered. I want to say it was about me. I don't think I was
Which is
willing.
fine, because in your 20s, you're supposed to be trying to figure out what do you want to do in your life. Like, where do you want to go to school?
That's another topic, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
That's another topic. But yeah, so for me, I think it's probably been the best to have kids at the age that I did, even though everybody said, oh, forget it. My parents were probably like, she's never going to bring us any grandkids. She's only going to have dogs all her rest of her life because I'm a dog lover. And that's it. Those are our grandkids. Like, for me, it's been actually a good experience, I want to say.
So you always knew that you were going to be a parent in like 30s, 40s,
no,
or
absolutely
it was
not.
just...
I thought I wasn't going to be a parent. Let's put it that
at
way.
all?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that I was going to get to a point, not that I don't love children. I love children, always did. But I, just life circumstances. I was married early in my 20s, never had kids. I got divorced. I met, my significant other now, Benjamin. And then I was like, time was passing. We were just having fun. And I never had that maternal instinct, like that biological thing ticking in me. I didn't. Until I was about 35, 36. And then I think I was ready to have kids at that point. Before that, I was like, let's go party, let's go do this, no responsibilities, and that was for me at least.
Yeah, it happens. In my case, it's because, I met the person later. I mean, again, if you know our story, we've known each other since the MySpace era. But, we got married in 2017 and I was already, 39, 40? You hear all these stories and about being a parent in your 40s, but hey, it happened. A few bumps with doctors saying that I couldn't, but it happened. Actually, that same doctor, you know what she told me the first time I went to her office? She goes, oh, you're starting late. I know, I did the same thing for my career. And I'm thinking, why does she think it's because of career choices? It's because... Yeah. Sometimes you can have a relationship for 5 years in your 20s, but hey, that's not the person. Like, it didn't work out. Absolutely. Because it's not meant for that person to be the one that's going to be the co-parent with you. You're going to meet your person later in life, or, there's so many reasons. And I think that people need to respect also when you ask couples like, oh, when are you going to have a baby? Oh, you're not going to try to have a baby because you don't know if they've been trying. You don't know what the circumstances are of each person. So before judging and being like, oh my God, they're not going to have a baby, or they got married, they have to start. No, you don't know what's going on in the couple and if they're trying or not. And it happens when it has to happen.
Absolutely. I'm actually on board with you, though, to be honest with you. I think I had kids with the correct person. It worked out the way it needed to, you know what I mean? Because I was with somebody else before. He had a child. I took on a responsibility that I was too baby for, I want to say. I was too much of a baby. I was in my early 20s taking care of like a 6-year-old, and I was kind of like, I love kids, but at the same time, no, I don't want any. I don't want this responsibility, even though I had the responsibility, right, for somebody else's child. So when everything happened and I got with Benjamin we lived it up. We had fun. We, go clubbing, here clubbing, go have a drink. I haven't heard that word clubbing. Oh, we're going to go clubbing. But yes, that was the word
We should go clubbing.
back in, yeah.
Let's do
Definitely
this.
like a mama's club,
We'll do a video podcast from like Sway. That's where.
And we're going to invite
my
all the
nephew
moms that
goes.
need to get away from their kids and their significant others. We're just going to
Let's
live
do a
it up.
clubbing night.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I agree with you. So I'm in the same boat that my experience happened when it needed to happen,
Yeah.
not when everybody else thought that it should happen, right?
Again, there could be a 22-year-old who's very mature and ready, and then there's one that is not, and you're like, oh shoot, and they're gonna have a baby. But at the end of the day, they learn, they grow, and they become great mothers. So
Yeah, most definitely. I would say, like, let me ask you a question though. Being that you had Luna at a later age, right? As per what everybody says is a later age. Okay. Do you feel
high risk age, like
high
they
risk
say in the-
age? Not only that though, because the truth is, I mean, as you get older, your body starts to hurt more. Your back hurts, this and that. You have to be running behind a toddler. It's. I guess I could see the positive things behind having kids at an earlier age.
we'll go to that one in a minute. Yeah, there's
But-
pros and cons.
But you have you have definitely your pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
Compared to everybody. Like in your case, do you feel like you wish you would have had kids at an earlier age? Do you have any of that?
So the only reason I feel that it would have been convenient, it's because trying to have a second baby probably would have been easier, because right now it's not, and I'm going through that process, and so maybe it would have been easier. But at the same time, you hear stories of 20-year-olds that have so many health issues.
Absolutely,
And actually, the case of my sister, this is the perfect example of having them in the 20s and in the 40s. She had endometriosis, and the doctor, as soon as she got married, the doctor said, if you want to have kids, you have to start having them like immediately. So she went
The pressure was on.
Yeah, so she went to have my beautiful niece, Kenya. She went to have her in her early 20s. And now I'm having Luna at 41, and we talk about this a lot. Even this morning, I was like, oh, what do you think? We're going to be doing this episode on parenting in the 40s. And she's like, I love that, because that's what we're always
Yeah.
comparing each other. And I don't know. I love being a mom at the age I am, because I believe that in life everything happens for a reason. Everything is going to come at the time it's going to come, because only God knows. And it came at the right time. Like, I've traveled a lot by myself. I've partied. I've dated. I know what I want. I know who I am. I know what type of parent I want to be. I practice with my nieces and my nephews. I learned a lot. Like, they made me also be the mother that I am today, because they were the first kids in my 20s. I would change diapers and be with them and talk to them. And so, but now the fact that I've traveled, I also travel with my husband. So we were able to get married and travel and we lived in California, here in Florida. We've been, we've worked together in Puerto Rico for a couple of months on a film. And it's giving us that time to be just the two of us doing our thing, and now it's like I'm ready. I'm just ready to settle, to raise my child and include her on these plans. Like, I tell my sister, I would take Luna on a trip to Europe with my husband. She's like, I'm not going to take my kids. I've never traveled alone. I'm going by myself.
Well, you see, that's the thing. So she had a very opposite situation.
Yes,
So she looks at it and she's like, what? Like, no. Obviously, in your 20s, you're like, I don't want that full responsibility. Like, let me see, not that your sister is, you know what I mean? But like, let me see if my mom will take care of her, and I'll go with my husband for a week by myself. Whereas for me, I still haven't left my kids by themselves. I think if I did, I'm sorry, hold on. I think if I did, it was probably 2 days, and it was literally an hour away. I mean, I think we were in Key Largo, we're here in Miami, an hour away, and I was like, oh my God, and this was with Jacob, with the first one, and I was like, oh my God, like, I wonder if he's okay. I wonder if my mom is okay. I wonder if my mother-in-law, because they were kind of swapping him out for those 2 days, and I was just worried about it. So you're not,
freaking out. How old was he?
he was 6 months, 8 months, and it was it was literally just 2 days, and they ended up bringing him later to our trip. They drove to the Keys to come bring me Jacob, like, on Sunday, and he ended up spending Sunday to Monday with us. So, I don't know. Like I have not yet to leave for like, let's say a week and leave my kids behind. Again, there's people that have to do it because of work and all that, but I've never had to do it, you know? So
This is so funny. This is the exact example I was talking about with my sister. Because when her first daughter, my niece, was 6 months old,
okay.
my sister went to Vegas for I don't know how long. We're not talking about going from Miami to Boca or West Palm Beach. We're talking about the other side of the state. So she went to Vegas and I said, what? Like, I'm just like you.
Yeah,
We had
I've been able to.
our anniversaries in June and we went to this hotel by the beach. And my husband, I think he almost killed me because I was like, oh my God, Luna would love to be here in the pool. Luna, should we go home and get her? Can we go pick her up now and bring like? And he's like, you need to chill. We're only like 35 minutes away. But yeah, like the whole leaving them for a long time. For me, it's I don't know.
And even if you know
I'll take her with me.
even if you know they're in good hands, because right now Benjamin's like, let's go to Colombia. He's Colombian, by the way. So he's like, let's go to Colombia. I haven't been in a while. Let's go to Cartagena or something. Let's go for a weekend, just you and I. And I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, yes, let's go and enjoy. And I know I should. You know, I talk to clients of mine and they tell me, Monica, you need to be able to enjoy that time with your significant other by yourself. You know that they're going to be in good hands. So why not, you know, do it. Like, do it. You're going to regret that thing. Like, you can't put your spouse to the back end just because you have 2 kids now. You know what I mean? That's another topic altogether. But,
but
you know, it's the difference between parenting in your 40s and your 20s. Maybe in your 20s, you would have been like, oh, you know, you're still kind of getting into the scope of being responsible for somebody else other than yourself. Yeah. You know, and in our age now, it's kind of like, oh, I'll take on all the, you take on the responsibility gladly without too much thinking about you.
No, in your 20s, like the ideal situation in your 20s, you just got out of college, you start a new career, you know, you're making good money you take a weekend and you go with your girlfriends to Cabo.
You have fun.
Being a parent at a younger age has definitely pros. You know, you have more energy, and then
you have more health.
You're gonna have more health. You have more energy. You're gonna have probably more kids that are gonna be closer in age. And then if you want to have a second baby, it might be easier than in your 40s. Example right here. So those are definitely pros, like having them early and then being, like they say, being a young mom. I was always so scared of being like, oh, when I pick up Luna at school, am I gonna be like
the oldest
one? Let me tell you, people, I feel fabulous. I feel great. I walk into that school and I'm like, we're all friends. And yeah, I mean, it's just misconceptions. At the end of the day, it's how you feel and the love that you give your child. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think it's a matter too of, like, you know, you're in your 40s. You're not your 20s. You're not your 30s. In your 40s, it's kind of keeping it kind of, at least for me, that's the way I see it. Trying to keep it young for my kids. Like, I try to keep myself young for my kids. It's always in the back of my mind when I want to just veg out on the sofa and not do anything, and like, which I do a lot, by the way. I'm not saying I don't do that, but in the back burner, I'm like, Monica, get up, like, go run, go do some 30-minute workout or something. Keep yourself, young, because you know what? When your kid is 20, you are going to be about 60 years old. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to be freaking old.
No,
I mean, I'm not old. Sorry, mom, dad, if you're anybody that's in their 60s, it's not old. It's really the way you feel. But I'm going to be older. And I hope and I pray that I will be, with vitality and being able to run with them and be able to go on freaking amusement park rides,
and not be freaking out on a roller coaster.
Correct me. Oh my God, no, I can't. Like, I pray for that, So I think that's kind of like the only, but I don't think there's any right or wrong answer.
No, and like another thing like has to do with I have like so many things I want to say, but for example, my parents always tell me, thank you, and it's the cutest thing ever, and I appreciate it and I love it, and they'll put these in the birthday cards. They'll say, for example, by you giving us Luna, it brought us like more life, because they have 7 other grandkids. But the youngest one before Luna is Cyrus. I love you, Papito. And he's 13. So he's 13, Luna's, that's 10 years, right, of difference. So, they always say like, you brought you brought us life
A boost.
again,
You
like
gave
a
them
boost.
a boost. Yeah.
And I feel like being a parent in your 40s, it kind of like makes us healthier in the sense of, for on my case, I want to eat better.
Yeah.
I want to work out. I want to take care of any health situation that could be going on. Like now, if they tell me, we found a cyst on your freaking liver, I'm like, what? I'll do all the exams, everything. And I take more care of myself because I want to
Be around. Yeah, you want to be around.
I want to be around. I don't want something to happen because I didn't take care of myself. And I think that's something really positive that we can take about being a parent in your 40s, that it makes us younger, if it makes any sense.
Yeah.
If it makes any sense.
I don't think though, like I want to say that I think we're a different generation as well too. Because I think like when our parents were around, like sometimes I look at people and I'm like, wow, I'm in my 40s, and I look at somebody else and I'm like, wow, they look old,
Yeah.
or they haven't taken care. They look old. And I'm like, damn shit, you know what? Not for anything, but man, I feel like I still, have vitality. And I think it has a lot to do with that. That's always in the back burner, you know. In my head, it's thinking like, I've got 2 kids. I have to do this. Like they are my motivation. They are the thing that drives me. They are the thing that makes me say, I want to be around, God willing, till I'm 100 and they are, I don't know what age they'll be, 60 or something. I want to be around.
Yes.
So I think, you've got definitely your pros and your cons.
Maybe when we're in our 20s, we're not so concerned about nutrition and all that. And it's like, okay, this kid wants fast food. We're not going to say names of restaurants because I probably eat at all of them anyway at some point. But now in your 40s, because, come on, let's say 20 years have passed. So in general, you have more experiences on everything and on nutrition. I've been... like with her, it's like we need to do juicing and let's eat healthier and let's buy the eggs, cage-free and organic and the fruits. In my 20s, come on.
Yeah.
No. I was like, not at all.
I was eating
Wings
Taco
and
Bell
fries.
after having a bunch of who knows, cocktails or beer or something at some club. And then at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, through a drive-through in Taco Bell, waiting to eat like a burrito with God knows what meat they put in there.
That
you know what
sounds
I mean? Like,
good.
You don't care. You see? And I won't touch fast food now. And I'm like, I don't want the fast food. Again, different strokes for different folks, right? So you start to elaborate and you start to see that, I don't know, you just start to change with time. You want to take better care of yourself.
Yeah, and therefore your kids as
And
well.
your kids. Absolutely. They're the motivation behind it all.
Exactly. So I encourage it if you're in whatever age, man, whatever age, because I think that children are beautiful no matter the age. It's such a blessing. And one thing that I've had my struggles, and that's another topic for another day. But one thing the doctor once told me is like, as long as you have a period, you can get pregnant.
Yeah.
So if you want or not, just keep that in mind. And he said it's not much a number thing. Obviously, there's percentages of more complications.
Of course.
When you're
older.
when you're trying to give birth older. But man, I keep hearing stories. Even yesterday, I was on set doing this commercial, and the makeup artists were talking about this, about having children, and she has like 3 friends that became mothers 45, 46 naturally. No IVF. Actually, they tried the IVF, and then it didn't work out. They ended up getting pregnant.
Okay.
Second kid, they tried the IVF, didn't work, they became pregnant. We're not saying that it doesn't work. Again, we're not health professionals.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I honestly can't afford it. But it's like, cuando Diosito diga, when God says it's going to happen, and if it's going to happen, just pray for it. And I said, how did it happen for them? And she goes, they just prayed.
Yeah.
They went through everything they could, and they just prayed, and it happened. And the doctor had told me that as long as you have a period, you can have a child. But you need to know, if you're gonna bring a kid, you need to have energy, because they do. You need some energy there.
I think no matter what age you are, I think you're going to need sometimes a little break from your kids. Sorry if my kids ever get old enough to listen to this and understand, but you will. And now I get why my parents too.
They should
you
know it, even if they at this age. They should know that mama needs a break.
But it's hard to tell a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old that we need a break from them. They don't understand. It's like, can you please go to your room and go to sleep so mommy and papi can, watch some TV by themselves?
Mommy and papi can what? Can what? That's what they call it now. Watch TV.
Well, you know what I mean. Spend some quality time together.
Yeah.
Watch TV. And you know what? They don't get it. It's like it's me. I'm here. I'm your child. Like, you need to pay attention. So it is a 24/7 type of job, unless you're out working all day and you only see them for a couple of hours. I stay home 3 days out of the week. I work from home 3 days out of the week. So I'm with them from school to this to that, and sometimes I just need a break. And I know that it's just not my age. I'm sure if I talk to some 20-year-old or some 30-year-old that's with a toddler right now or a baby, I'm sure they're thinking, I need a little break for myself. And I think we all do. So I don't think there's anything like,
it's called mama time.
Mama time.
Mama's playground.
Mama time.
People.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Absolutely.
This is a break. Where are your kids right now?
So that's the thing. So you see, and thankfully, let me tell you, thank you that I have my parents around and my mother-in-law around, that I have help, because I know that there's people that do not have help and they don't know where to go to. Thankfully, I do. So right now, while we're taping this, my mother was so kind enough with my dad to go pick up Jacob from school. They have Noah since this morning. So it kind of gives me a little bit of time to do this that we, set out to do and get it done.
Yeah,
So.
it's important to find time for yourself, no matter if you're having the baby in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, it's about finding time for yourself to take care of your emotional self.
Yeah. Because
physically.
Take in mind, like, you have to take, like, everybody, I think the older generation, I'm telling you, because I see it in families and all that, the older generation tends to be like, what do you mean you're going to go work out for 30 minutes before you feed your child? Let's just put, like, something like that. Like, what do you mean you're going to take care of you before you take care of your child? And it's like, no, I think things have changed. At least that's my perception. You do what you want as a mom, as a dad, whatever. But my perception is, I try my best, to take care of me first, let's say in the morning, and then take care of them. So if I don't have to wake them up and they're still sleeping, I'll go and take my 30 minutes for me and then go do something for them. Because if you don't, you end up doing everything for them. And at the end of the day, you find yourself, at least for me, in activewear and not having taken a shower, not having done anything.
And in a bad mood, because obviously that affects you so much. And that's one thing that I want to work on. Like, I want to start dressing up a little bit more when I walk the house.
Yes.
Because the kids, they follow by example. And it's like that's another thing that for me, I'm very conscious about. Okay, she's a sponge. She's seeing everything I do, everything I say. She imitates me. I'll be like, why is she saying this? And my husband's like, because you say it the whole time. I'm like, oh, shoot. So it's a sponge. So you have to take care of yourself. So they can see that as well. That's why when you're on a plane, they say put the life vest on yourself before putting it on a child.
Yeah. You gotta
Same
take care of
thing.
yourself
You have
first.
to take care of yourself. So that's why I want a Peloton bike.
Why a Peloton bike? There's a bunch of bikes out there, but why Peloton?
Okay, I want a bike to have at home because I don't have much time, to like go to the gym and all that. I want a bike where I can just put it there in the living room.
Okay.
Work out, because that's going to make me feel better. I'm actually saying this because my husband's listening, and
hint.
anniversaries are on the corner.
hint.
No, but find something that makes you happy, that makes you feel healthy, and for your child to see that. Like, we do yoga, and she'll be, Mama, let's do exercise, and she'll be doing that positions, and maybe we're going out of topic with the parenting your 40s versus 20s, but I don't know. In your 40s, you have obviously more experience than in your 20s.
You're more conscious.
And you're more conscious. Exactly.
That's the thing. You're more conscious because you've lived through a couple of things that maybe in your 20s you didn't. So now you're like, you're just more conscious. I think you could, mentally, not physically, but mentally, maybe, I don't want to say give better parenting, but I think it's kind of like, what's the word that I'm trying to say? What is the word? It's like you're so much more conscious. Like you don't want to screw up your kid. Like you've been there, you've done that, and you say, now I have this kid, and I've been through this experience, so now I'm gonna do it this way because I don't want to do the same thing that happened to me to my child, or put that. You know what I mean? So I think you have more knowledge. Is the thing.
No, or you don't want to say, oh, I don't want the same thing that happened to this person that I know that had the kid. I don't, you lead by example, you lead by experiences, and
you lead with knowledge.
But not that we have it all figured out in the 40s.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
So
not.
on that note, I want to encourage everybody to, you're probably listening to us on the car, maybe watching us on YouTube, but I want to encourage everybody to go on an Instagram. It's mamas.playground, and just give us your ideas, your thoughts about this topic.
Follow us if you're listening to us. Put some comments in there. Tell us what you've been through. If you started being a mother at your 20s, tell us the pros and the cons. I want to hear it. We love to share stories.
And mother in the 50s too.
Yeah,
60s.
there is.
It could be.
There is people. Yes, we can get into that. That's another topic.
I like that. Okay, well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Monica.
Bye. No, I'm still sitting next to you, but bye, everybody. Bye.